So growing up, you mentioned that you had some friends at school ask you about it. So at any time, did you ever feel ashamed of Christian's condition when people asked you?
No, I don't believe I've ever felt shame, but I did, in my own self, did question, like, that sounds wrong, but it's kind of like, why do we have something like this? But not because other people made me feel like that, but because if I would go visit a friend's house or something, you don't see that type of thing. And you know that living with a kid with disabilities, it's way much different. It's more like we're kind of like a loud house, we're kind of like we're all like loud, so it's kind of like when you go to another family, you see like this quiet, everybody in their own rooms, and I'm like, oh, like I took a step back, and I was like, oh. It made me realize how grateful I am for my brothers, you know?
Yeah.
I was never really ashamed of my brother because I knew what he was going through. So like, I just put more on him if you're ashamed of him. And I always tried my best to defend him when other kids would say comments about him. So I don't believe I was ever ashamed of his disabilities.
What would you say are some of the challenges or positive benefits of having your brother with a disability?
So I'll start with the positive. The positive side is it made me grow up and mature faster. So because of that, I am the way I am and the way I can handle things or talk to adults or be more involved with things that other kids my own age or her age aren't usually, you know? So when that's a positive side, and that benefits me because now when I'm older and I go into the real life, it's easier for me to talk to people. It's easier for me to like is there a situation, I know how to figure it out because it's always like a problem solving situations that like I learned or things like that. When negative side, it's more like we know that there's certain things due to my brother we can't do, and there's things, and as kids, like I would be like, oh, like man, why can't I do it? But it's kind of like I would be like, oh, I understand why I can't do it, and it's like it benefits me because I think that I know how to put myself limits now that as I'm older. I know how to put myself limits, and I know that like it benefits me in a way.
Right.
Some positives is that it made me less arrogant in my opinions on other people because most people are like so quick to judge about when they see someone having like a crisis or something. But having a brother made me learn that like they can't control that stuff and that sometimes it just happens. And the positive side is that having a brother with disability like lets us give more representation for people our age to help more in that situation.
No, yeah, I definitely agree and could relate. Growing up as a teenager or adult, have you felt differently because you had to take on responsibilities that your friends did not necessarily have?
Yes, like I said, back to the question, I did have to mature a lot more quicker because my brother, due to his disabilities, he was usually his young years, like he was in the hospital in and out. So that made me like one of the oldest to take care of my siblings and have that responsibility, carry that responsibility. And it was way different than my friends. But like I said, it did better me. It did make me the person I am today.
Right.
And yeah.
Yes, because like she said, we have to mature a lot quicker than most people our age do. Because like certain situations happen where like, oh, your parents can't take care of you, so you have to. And in those certain situations, like, yes, it does.
Right.